Yo, what up, squad? Happy to be posting a YouTube video again. Sorry that it's been so long since the last one, and honestly sorry that there's going to be so few in the foreseeable future. But what I want to do in this video is really discuss an update regarding my take on Trials of Osiris, and then we can talk about this video's sponsor, which is SteelSeries Sonar, and we'll wrap it up by talking about the future of this channel as well as my main platform, Twitch. So let's just get this out of the way right away. I have decided to not participate in Trials of Osiris for this season, meaning the next time I'll even consider stepping foot into it won't be until after the December Renegades release. And this is kind of a big deal. I've been playing Trials of Osiris since it released in 2015 and have played and streamed it religiously. I mean, I'll miss a week at a time at most. This is not something that is on brand for me at all. Taking months off of Trials is a big deal. So let's kind of get into the reasons why. Reason number one for taking time off from Trials is enjoyment. To put it quite simply, I don't really enjoy Trials at the moment. The gameplay doesn't feel nearly as fun or rewarding as it did back when the game mode first was released. And the player base, well, it's in shambles, leading to matching the same sweaty teams over and over again. I used to look forward to my 12-hour Trial streams, but not anymore. So let's get into reason number two, which is the behind the scenes nonsense. And this point might be unknown to the majority of you, but it is important to why Trials isn't something I'm really interested in right now. What is currently going on behind the scenes in Trials just sucks. There are a ton of people doing paid carries again, even though it's blatantly against the Bungie TOS. Now, to be clear, I have nothing against paid carries. While I never have done them myself, I don't blame anybody for accepting payment in exchange for their services. But as a result of everybody realizing they can now do paid carries without punishment, there has been a pretty serious and terrible trickle-down effect into the actual Trials experience. Before, when tons of streamers and other services were doing paid carries, there was enough dilution as a result of a strong player base. These teams were pretty uncommon to match. Now, however, with such a small player base and such high incentive for all these service streamers to be online, they are nearly impossible to avoid. Which leads me to my main point here with the whole behind the scenes nonsense. The new meta for playing Trials is actually avoiding all of these teams. So what you see here is that all the streamers are going to have a bunch of tabs open because they want the path of least resistance on getting their 7 wins so they can get as many of these paid carries done as possible. They have all the tabs of all the other service streamers that are currently online open, intentionally avoiding them. Essentially, they are reverse stream sniping them. And hey, I do this at times too because there are certain teams I simply have no interest in matching. So I'll make sure they're already in a game before I begin my queue. But as a result of everyone avoiding one another, we sometimes see people waiting in orbit to queue for a serious amount of time, and it diminishes the actual amount of time that we all actually spend in the game playing. And even worse, when these teams happen to match each other, nobody wants to play it out. What happens is somebody will back out, which will loss protect their carry, and then they'll give the other team the win, and then they'll just go continue on with their card. And I want to make it clear that I am not saying I am above any of this. While I have never actually done paid carries, I have avoided other teams and I have backed out to loss protect carries and stuff like that. But what I am saying is that simply all this behind the scenes nonsense sucks. It takes the fun out of the playlist and reduces actual time spent playing. It just doesn't feel good. It's like an entire side job of trying to manage when to queue, how to queue, and trying to make sure you've got all these other tabs open and backing out. Whose turn is it to back out? And it's just this whole side meta that is replacing the fun vibe that Trials once had. Now, before continuing with the rest of this video, I do want to let you all know it's time to get a huge advantage over your opponents. I'm talking about SteelSeries Sonar, the free audio software that works with any headset and allows you to customize your sound in a way you never imagined. Dive into audio customization by amplifying and reducing specific in-game sounds to hear real-time footsteps, swallowed potions, or whatever pivotal audio your favorite games may have. And now, if you're like me, this might sound a little overwhelming, which takes me to my favorite part. the presets. There are over 200 pro presets, so you can get the absolute best audio experience for all the games you play. I am only just scraping the surface here. SteelSeries Sonar offers so much more. Access professional quality audio without being a sound expert. Gain a competitive advantage by hearing essential sounds clearly, eliminating distractions, and fully immersing yourself. Download now through the link in the description. And while SteelSeries Sonar is completely free and works with any headset, you can still upgrade your gaming gear on the SteelSeries website while taking advantage of my 20% discount. Thank you, SteelSeries, for sponsoring this video, and now let's get back to what we were discussing. Point number 3 for why I am taking a break from Trials is Trials has lost its identity. What did it used to be? Well, Trials used to be an intense playlist where with each win, your opponents got tougher and the stakes got higher. Lighthouse matches were all or nothing, where you either got to fly to the lighthouse and get tons of exclusive and unique rewards, or you had to start all over from scratch. There was adrenaline. There was something on the line. The lighthouse was special. What is it now? I mean, it's a casual playlist disguised as Trials. Everybody gets showered with loot. There are no adepts, aka there's no real exclusive rewards. And the lighthouse is very far from special now. There's no more intense adrenaline-inducing moments. There really is nothing on the line anymore. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of these changes are great for the casual player, and if you make great changes for the casual player, the player population increases as a whole. But all of these changes trickling out over a few years have piled up to a point where it just isn't Trials anymore. It's quick play with better rewards. The thing that got me most excited about streaming Trials 12 hours a day was helping people get their flawless and hearing their reaction and seeing them get their exclusive exciting loot, and that's all completely gone. My fourth and final point for why I'm taking a break from Trials is cheaters. I'm gonna make this point quick. Let's be honest, Bungie's inability to handle clear and blatant cheaters is a constant letdown. I spend too much of my time playing Trials looking up enemy teams, discovering statistical anomalies that make it clear as day that that player is not legit, and yet they play week after week. The whole thing is a buzzkill, and taking a few months away from it sounds wonderful. All right, before I move on to the next topic, the future of my YouTube and my Twitch, I want to make it clear that I still have a lot of hope for the Destiny endgame PvP. The foundation of this game, the gunplay and the ability play, is as good as it gets. So PvP will always have the chance of being fun. But my opinion is that Bungie really needs to step outside the box and completely reimagine what endgame PvP content can be like. Scrap Trials, start fresh. Would this be too little too late for Destiny 2? Yeah, maybe, but I still would love to see them try. And I even wrote out a model for new endgame PvP, a completely new mode with a new loot system. I wrote out the whole thing in a way that I think could be really fun, exciting, and unique. Check the description because there is a link to that tweet where I kind of walk through exactly what I imagine a new endgame could look like. All right, let's get into the last section of this video, which is the future of my channel here on YouTube as well as my Twitch stream. And let's just rip the band-aid right off here, talk about the near future, and say that, well, there probably won't be any YouTube videos until Destiny 2 Renegades launches on December 2nd, and the streams will also be very limited. Regarding YouTube, it's difficult to make unique and interesting videos around a game that I just currently don't have any passion for. And in case this hasn't been made clear a lot over the last decade, while I do love my YouTube audience and I do enjoy making videos, Twitch has kind of always been where my heart is at. The live chat there, the community there, has always and will always have my main focus. So maybe you should consider making a Twitch account. It is 100% free, and then you can hang out with the Jungle Squad and me while I'm live. Unfortunately, getting back to sort of why I'm making less videos right now, this year in France has not quite gone as planned for me. My mental health has really taken a nosedive. There are a lot of guesses that I have as to why this may be, but one thing I know for sure is that my inability to attend a lot of the social stuff here in Annecy, France is a big contributing factor. I stream from 4 p.m. to like 10 or 11 p.m. here, which is when all the social things happen. So while my interest in Destiny and gaming overall is at an all-time low, I kind of want to go all in on trying to get used to my life here in France. So I'll still fire up an occasional stream here and there. I'll start them at 7 a.m. Pacific time, but I'm completely leaning away from this specific day schedule that I've relied on the last decade between now and when Renegades releases. So just expect very few Twitch streams across the next couple of months. When they do go live, it'll still be at 7 a.m. Pacific, and will kind of just be because, hey, I want to go live and I want to game, rather than it's on a specific day. And what about my content after Renegades? Let's be honest here, I don't really know. The last decade, it's been incredible. I have gone all in on being a content creator, and I have specifically gone all in on being a Twitch streamer, and it has been more rewarding than I could have ever imagined. The people I've met, the moments I've had, the income it's all generated, I wouldn't trade any of it for the world. But the thing about streaming on Twitch is that success is never guaranteed. So in order to make the most of the opportunity, you really have to strike while the iron is hot. And my channel was hot for a straight decade. And I'm so proud of myself because I truly did my best to make the absolute most out of the entire opportunity. But it came at a pretty serious cost. I often spent 12 hours a day grinding during horrible metas while getting stream sniped constantly by cheaters, and while I sometimes just had absolutely no desire to turn the game on. I missed family vacations, I missed friends' weddings, and I slowly lost friendships due to my dedication to this career and the fear of letting it slip away by missing too much time. The iron is no longer hot, and after 10 full years of putting streaming ahead of anything, I'm ready to permanently move past that stage of my life and my career. Which brings me to the question again, what will happen to my content after Renegades? I said I don't know, and the answer is, well, we shall see. I'm officially entering this play it by ear era of my Twitch career. When games aren't fun, I don't want to have to stream. But when games are fun and I'm loving the grind, you might see 12-hour streams make a return. When gaming just doesn't feel like that good, or there's other opportunities that appear in life, you might see periods of time where streams don't really happen much at all. My goal here is a long-term goal. My goal is to keep streaming fun and start treating it like a hobby once again instead of a job. This way it can be a long-term thing that I continue to enjoy for the rest of my life. And of course, with streams come YouTube videos as well, so this platform will not be forgotten about. If you've made it this far, I just want to say thank you. I know I just threw a lot of information your way, but it felt important to get all my thoughts out there. If you have any questions or even just comments on anything I've mentioned, please drop a comment below. I will be combing through every comment I see and responding to quite a few of them. Once again, thank you. I love you, Jungle Squad, and I look forward to all the crazy games, all the videos, and all the memories that I know the future still has in store for us. Thank you. Have a good one. See you later.